Hey all, hope you're having a good one. Today, I want to share a project that I've been working on for a while. Some backstory first. I've been using the split keyboard for a little while now, and while I've got a decently large battery in it, I've wanted a dongle for the battery life boost for the main half, because it always felt weird that they drained at different speeds, when the majority of the time I was just sitting at my one desk. Still, I couldn't really justify it if I lost the current ability I have to quickly take the board on the go, as cool as it would be. For a dongle, I'd want to use the same board that I use for the halves. Since I'm running ZMK on some Corn V2s, it's just any nice nano / pro micro compatible board that I'd be looking to use, because it helps keep the configs and compatibility simple. But these boards usually only come in socketed USB-C or micro USB, and I'm not going to carry a dongle and a cable and inevitably lose both, and just be left with two stupid halves that I can't use, and inevitably have to reflash another dongle. It all just sounded not very worth it. But then I wondered if I could add a USB-A plug to the board, while keeping the USB-C port. It would be the best of both worlds and give me the flexibility to take it on the go. So that's basically what I did. You can make your own, and it requires the following parts. A Pro Micro compatible board with Bluetooth, 4 header pins, these usually come with the board, 4 pieces of wire. I'm using jumper wire here, but ideally a thinner wire is better, and the 2 printed halves of the case. Now most of that should be easy enough to get online, but if you don't have a 3D printer, or you do and you want production quality versions of your prototypes, you might not know where to go for your prints. Well, that's where this video sponsor PCBWay comes in. All you have to do is go to their website and upload your files, and they'll be sent off and reviewed by actual people, who will let you know if there are any pre-production issues. Alternatively, you can use the links in the description to directly order any of the models featured in this video. And you can also use my link in the description to get $5 off your first order. They were kind enough to send some gorgeous prints of a previous project my way. What you're looking at here is an incense holder from a previous video done in transparent resin.
It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours now.
And I think it looks especially great with incense burning in it. I couldn't pass up this opportunity to get some transparent resin parts because they're simply so cool, and definitely not something the average person, even with a 3D printer at home, can achieve. I had them do the lid in PETG, and as you can see, it's also immaculate, and far better than my lovely little Ender 3 can manage. You'll have to wait till the end of the video to see what the dongle case looks like transparent though. Trust me, it's worth it. Before we get on to soldering and assembly, let's first make sure everything works on the software side. To get your keyboard to work with the dongle, you'll have to wipe and reflash all 3 boards, the dongle and the 2 halves. But first, let's build the new firmware. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to assume you've built your own ZMK firmware on GitHub before, so this should be somewhat familiar. So fork the ZMK dongle repository. Once you've got that done, you should edit the key map to whatever you prefer. Along with that, make sure you add any extra features in this file. Just compare the files with your old config, and it should be pretty clear what to add. Now, you can hop over to GitHub Actions and trigger a build. After that's done, make sure you download the artifacts. Nice! Once you've got your firmware sorted, we can finish up with programming. To flash it, very simply, plug it into a computer and use something metal to quickly bridge the contacts RST and ground, twice in quick succession. Basically, tap it twice. The red LED, at least on my board, then stays on, and the device appears as a flash drive on the computer. Now, all you have to do is grab your dongle, UF2 firmware, and drag and drop it. This will automatically flash and reset the board after uploading, after which it's ready for use. At this point, you can also flash the 2 halves in the same manner, and make sure to flash settings reset first on any boards that were previously in use. Now that the dongle board is software ready, let's get it hardware ready, with some soldering. So here's the soldering diagram. The coloured points correspond to the ground, VCC, data plus, and data minus pins. All you have to do here is pick one point of each colour and solder a wire coming off it. Some of these points are pretty small, so the trick is choosing the right ones. In my case, I've already selected these four, as they are the easiest to hit consistently, for me. Remember, this is specific to this board, so you may have to find your own points for your own board. If you need to do that, you can do what I did, which is use one of these USB-C breakout boards, and by using a multimeter in continuity mode, you can tell which points on the board correspond to each of ground, VCC, data plus, and data minus. The multimeter will beep with one probe on the breakout board when the other probe touches the correctly corresponding point on the board. Okay, as promised, let's get to the soldering. I'll be using this cheap USB microscope to show you all what's going on. This is definitely possible by eye, if harder. I've highlighted the points I'll be using on the diagram for your convenience. So, black wire here, red wire here, green wire here, and blue wire here. You don't need to match the colours like I did, but it definitely makes it easier to keep track. I'm also going to put some blue tack on each connection to keep the ends of the wires from moving so much. After I'm done, I'll check with the multimeter and the breakout board to be sure of my connections. So, once you've got the soldering done, then comes the assembly. This is a bit fiddly. First, lay the ends of the wire onto the space where the pins will go. Then put the USB pins in, sliding from the inside. The pins hold down and make contact with the wire. They should also butt up against the outer edge, so don't try to push them past. Alternatively, you can use a small amount of solder to attach the wire on the back, leaving enough space for it to wrap around the pin and escape. Either way, with the pins in, tuck the board snugly in behind the pins. Finally, snap the top half on, and it's a solid USB dongle, ready to use. And as promised, here's our transparent version. Special thanks again to PCBWay for providing these beautiful parts. The final product is exceeding all of my expectations, and trust me, my expectations were already high for transparent parts. Now that I've got my dongle, it can now be used, same as before, through the USB-C port, but also through the USB port, with full functionality. Anyways, that's all I've got for you all today, but in the next video, I'm going to make this even better by 3D printing a new case for my split keyboard that lets me plug my dongle straight into it, so that I never lose the dongle and never have to carry around an extra cable, even on the go. So, subscribe if you want to see that. And leave a like and a hype if you like this video, because it really helps me out. Also, check out my Patreon for original source files for free, and get early access to the stuff I'm making, as well as the Discord if you want to talk shop about anything. YouTube thinks you might like this video or this video, but that's all my algorithm pleasing. So have a great day and see you in the next one.